practice makes progress. And, metamorphosis doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time. And so think of a butterfly, they are born as this little caterpillar and they flourish into a beautiful butterfly. And that's going to take some time. It's going to take patience. And, you have to love yourself as you are. If you ever want to make any growth or changes or a transformation in your life. That is definitely the first step. But divine transformation isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming who you were born to be, like a beautiful butterfly. So remember to slow down, reflect, nourish your mind on a regular basis. Surround yourself with people who remind you of who you are and who lift you up. Get fresh air, eat healthy foods, and move your body in a way that feels good. Try new activities that allow you to explore and be creative. Rest when you're tired. The sun will rise and we will try again. And this photo is from a retreat that I attended in Costa Rica, a women's retreat hosted by my friend Anna. And she is just somebody who is completely living her dharma and sharing her gifts. And she just has this mission to serve and help people. And I'm just so grateful that she created such a beautiful experience that brought me together with other like-minded women. And it was just such a beautiful week of learning experiences and growth and sharing. And so just a reminder to continue to seek out those people, those experiences that help you to grow, that give you a safe space to be yourself. So thank you, Anna. And you can find her on Instagram at Microdosing Guru, and she'll be tagged here as well. So just a few last minute tips here for building a practice, building a routine. I'm not a super routine person. I have certain practices that I'll use for a little while and then I kind of let them phase out and I'll move to something else that seems to be working a little bit better. I can come back to it. I don't like to be on a specific schedule every day. I don't like to put those rules on my life. But I do really like to just keep these key elements in mind. And there's really no particular order, but these are just little practices and things or reminders, elements of my routine, and things that I like to just try to make sure I'm incorporating into each day in whatever capacity or form that they play out in that moment. So hydration, nature, movement, stillness, creation, connection, learning, play, and breath. And so you can, take these in whatever form that you want. You can also kind of layer them. Habit stacking is a really good technique. And so maybe your stillness practice is also happening at the same time that you're in nature and you're out, you decide to do your meditation or sit in silence and stillness outside, rather than doing it inside, so that you don't have to consciously do each one of these things at a different time every day. Same with your movement. Maybe you choose to do your movement outside in nature. And just keeping these things in mind is going to help you to, just feel better overall. And, you don't have to use my exact practice there or formula, but these are just the things that work for me. Find what feels good. That was the perfect next slide. So Adrienne Mishler, if you have heard of Yoga with Adrienne, free YouTube yoga, she is my best friend. I feel like I hang out with her a lot. She's got lots of really great content, free yoga online, and her one of her sayings is find what feels good. Find what feels good for you. You don't have to do what somebody else told you to do works for them. You don't have to have this exact morning practice that somebody else told you is what you should be doing, this ritual. Find what feels good for you. This is all about tuning in and doing what feels right, doing what feels aligned. So that's what this practice is all about. And just one last reminder to do what feels good for you. And my bedtime routine. So every night before bed, it can be really nice to just like take a minute to reflect on my day. And I don't always do this, but I find that when I do, I feel a lot better when I wake up the next day. And I can also do this in my mind as well. It's become more of a natural routine, or not even a routine. It's just like something that I'm kind of doing naturally, is like reflecting. And I'm just being like aware of my behaviors and my interactions. Any thoughts that might have held me back throughout the day that I noticed from living my Dharma. And so it can be really nice to just kind of like take a minute to reflect on that, whether you're writing it down or you're just like mentally reflecting. And if there's anything that you didn't really like about your day, maybe you can do a little bit of a practice of visualizing how you wish it would have gone instead, or how you would do it next time. Relive that situation, but the way that you want it to go. And so this is just like a form of manifestation, so that the next time that a similar situation comes up, you're already primed for how you want to act or react or take action in that moment, rather than the way that maybe you did this time that it didn't feel so good. And then next, you can shift your attention towards pleasant feelings or thoughts by writing the following lists, or just kind of taking a mental note of daily miracles, a few wonderful things that happened, daily wins. What actions did you take that felt really good, that you felt really proud of, that you're celebrating? And your daily gratitude. What or who do you have to be grateful for? And finally, just do some forward thinking. I love this practice of writing out my goals as affirmations. And so writing them in the present tense. And this action or this exercise is designed to help you take aligned action in your daily life. So writing out your goals as affirmations is going to trigger positive feelings, and it's going to kind of trick your mind into thinking that you've already accomplished it. So this is going to help you kind of manifest your desires a little more easily through the law of attraction. So rather than saying like, I plan to, or I want to achieve this, that cultivates a feeling of that it's still far away. You still haven't achieved it yet. But I like to think about 1 year from now, I am, and I think of myself as already achieving that goal, and writing out exactly what it feels like, what I'm doing when that goal has already been achieved. And so then from there, you can kind of write out, well, what 1 month from now, if I've achieved that big goal from a year from now, what has to happen a month from now for me to kind of be on track with that? And so repeat that process. 1 month from now, I am, and then write your goal as an affirmation in the present tense, like you've already achieved it. And then lastly, you can kind of do 1 day from now. And this is just kind of my way of taking those long-term goals and then making them more realistic by how we can take action in the short term. So 1 day from now, I am, and then I like to write out what I've achieved the next day in the present tense before it's actually happened. So this is just a way for me to kind of tune in with those big dreams and make sure that when I'm setting my goals, my short-term goals, my daily actions, that I'm kind of writing my to-do list for the next day, I've already really kind of tuned in with what is going to be really productive and the most helpful for me to accomplish those long-term goals, because they're aligned. Another fun little saying that I have, and I like to say this one anytime I see 1111, or if you have any other angel numbers, or if you are somebody that likes to like make a wish on a dandelion, or you're in a situation where your friends have the waiter bring over a cake and start to sing you happy birthday, and you have this pressure to all of a sudden make a wish. Sometimes it's like, oh, what am I going to wish for? I don't know. But it's like your heart knows. Your heart really knows what you want. And so rather than feeling like every time you're in a situation like that, that you have to think of all the specific things and list them out, like, no, that causes tension, that causes anxiety. So in those moments, just say, all I wish is flowing through, my wildest dreams are coming true. All I wish is flowing through, my wildest dreams are coming true. And in your heart, you already know what you want, even if it's not super clear in your mind yet. So just repeating that fun little affirmation or that little spell anytime, you're making a wish or, something like that. This is something you can use anytime too. But I like to just when I'm out and about and I see a dandelion, pick it up and blow off the little thingies. And I say my affirmation, all I wish is flowing through, my wildest dreams are coming true. And it's just another fun little way to raise the vibrations and to lift my spirits and to just tune into that universal source power that it always has my back, that I know is always helping me and assisting me in every single moment. And it's just a reminder that it's all working out. So why do affirmations actually work? Well, positive affirmations are a simple yet effective way to reshape your perspective and shift your attention away from the subconscious limiting beliefs that maybe you've developed throughout your lifetime. So if you build a habit of affirming what you want more of in your life by writing down your intentions in the present tense, posting them where you can see them often, and stating them aloud when you notice your mind drifting to those harmful negative thoughts, then you're just going to kind of program your brain to, have that positive outlook, that different perspective. And when you have that feeling of like, this has already happened. Or even if you don't quite believe it yet, saying it over and over again is just going to help to kind of start to shift your brain and your mind away from those harmful negative thoughts and focus your attention to the good ones, raising your vibration, raising your frequency, so that through the law of attraction, through that just ability to share your frequency and attract that same like frequency to you, you're going to be, just kind of tricking yourself into thinking that these things are already real, that they're already true. And your brain is just going to start to be alert when those opportunities come up. And you're just going to be emitting this higher frequency that's attracting more of those things that are on the same frequency. And so it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Muhammad Ali. Oh, Catherine Zinkina, Manifestation Babe. This is one of my favorite affirmations and something I like to say over and over. My success is inevitable. I am always on the right path. That's just a really easy one to have in the back pocket. So even if you're having a bad day, even if you feel like things are falling apart or they're not going to plan, my success is inevitable. I am always on the right path. And of course, I'm the Good Witch, so I have to share some spells, right? A simple spell. So this is just a reminder that you don't need candles, herbs, crystals, or anything else of the sort to cast a spell. And you can certainly use those things to enhance your spell, to enhance the energy around your intentions, but your words alone are extremely powerful. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. You don't even really have to say this stuff out loud, but it helps. I think it helps. But the key to a good spell is really just to speak or write your intentions in the present tense, just like an affirmation. So this can be super fun and it can be really helpful to rhyme. And I mentioned this earlier at the beginning. It just like when I have something that rhymes, it's easier for me to just like remember it and to call on it when I need it. It's definitely not necessary to rhyme. It's definitely not necessary to even say this out loud or to write it down, but just like repeating these affirmations in your head, getting really clear on your intentions, and making sure that you're forming a habit, a routine, a ritual of shifting your attention to the things that you want versus the things that you don't want. And this is just fun, a fun, easy way to lift your spirits, to raise your vibrations, to elevate your mood. So here's an example. The moon is growing in the sky. My magic powers are on the rise. The universe is on my side, calling in my spirit guides. Sprinkle signs along my path. Be my compass, be my map. Show me where I need to go. All I do is done and flow. And you can even kind of turn it into a song. Like I have so many fun little songs that I just sing throughout the day. And even if it's not like, an affirmation or an exact intention, just singing and like rhyming can just lift your spirits, and it makes you feel good, and it helps you feel more in tune with those magic powers and just like the high vibrations. So give it a try, take it or leave it. And try writing your own spells. Like, you don't have to use my spells, write your own, because it'll just be a fun little practice.